Arizona Living, your life, your style. I'm your host, Kate Longworth, once again coming at you from my home. But as you are getting ready to safely return to this new normal and the job market continues to rebound here in Arizona, we thought we'd highlight those who are helping us get back to work. But first, it's my job to let you know what's coming up on Arizona Living. We talk with Goodwill about their employment services available to everyone. Plus, the experts share how to pay off your home in less than 10 years and selecting the right vet for your pet. All that and much, much more coming up on Arizona Living. Joining us now to talk about all the services that Goodwill has to offer is Courtney Nelson. Courtney, thank you so much for being here with us today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having us on.
And we both know right now that there are so many people out of work right now. How are the Goodwill employment services helping?
Yeah, absolutely. We know during this pandemic that hundreds of thousands of people have found themselves either unemployed or had their hours greatly reduced, where they're really no longer able to make the income to support themselves. So Goodwill offers no-cost career development, training, and education resources. And that's to anyone in the community who is in need of connecting to an available job, getting help even with filing for unemployment, or getting the training that they need to find that better employment opportunity.
So what specifically are these services that you're mentioning?
So we have no-cost brick and mortar career centers, and those are available for anyone in the community to come in. They can connect with a career navigator who can help set up a profile online, help with your resume, training services, whether that's digital or even some of the soft skill services. Or you can go on to mycareeradvisor.com to get those same services to really set you up for the position that's available to help you get that next career.
You guys are certainly providing a lot of resources for the community. And like all of us, I know that you are adjusting to this new normal. So how do the stores look now? What type of adjustments have you made to keep Goodwill open?
When the pandemic started, we knew that it was going to be critical for us to make sure we are providing a safe and healthy, both shopping experience, work experience for our employees, as well as a donating experience. So we partnered with an organization, Healthy Verify, and they have an infectious disease doctor on staff. So they came into our stores and they looked at our operations and helped us to put in place those critical procedures that would make it very safe so that we were certified and we were compliant with all of the CDC recommendations. So that included things like plexiglass dividers for our cashiers with our customers, ensuring and mandating that our employees and requesting all of our customers wear masks when they're shopping our locations. We are completely disinfecting and sanitizing the store multiple times a day. In fact, we added a position for somebody to be able to do that throughout the day many times. We also have a disinfectant spray that we are using on the items that are donated to us. So when somebody drops off, we're then able to spray down the items that are donated before they make it out onto the sales floor. And then of course, making sure that we're following the social distancing regulations, as well as making sure that we're also doing a half capacity of the stores so that we're not having too many shoppers in the stores at one place at one time.
And I know right now more than ever, you just want to help. So why are donations right now so valuable for the community?
Yeah, donations are the lifeblood of our organization. They're always critical for us to have because it's through the sales of those donations in our stores that we're able to provide those no-cost services to the community. Our services are critical today, and we wouldn't be able to do that without the generous support of the community who are giving us those donations.
Thank you, Courtney, for all that you and Goodwill are doing during these times. Stay safe. And if you would like more information on Goodwill and the services that they offer, please head to their website. Tired of staying home? Well, no problem. The Fairmont Scottsdale Princess is open for business and ready to help locals have their staycation dreams come true.
Welcome to the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess, and happy summer! We're celebrating here in Arizona. Governor Ducey has worked hard with local businesses to develop protocols that abide by the CDC guidelines to reopen our pools, our restaurants, our spa, and our retail shops. And we're excited to welcome you back to now splash in one of our 6 sparkling pools. Last year, we renovated and reimagined the Princess Pool, which has been voted top 10 USA Today pool for decades here at the resort. And your families and kids, you won't want to miss Sonoran Splash with two 200-foot water slides. Or maybe adults would like a little sanctuary away from the family and kids. So Sonoran Landing is your place to relax and chill out this summer. Maybe you want to dig your toes in the sand. So Sunset Beach, where we brought in 800 tons of white sand to create our own beach here in Arizona. And as we all know, on vacation, calories don't count. So we invite you to indulge in La Hacienda, voted one of Arizona's top Mexican restaurants. Or maybe you've been longing for a little sushi, something I haven't been able to make at home. Well, Toro, with its Pan-Latin restaurant and rum bar, is the perfect location to get some of Arizona's best sushi. Or maybe you want a butter poached steak from Bourbon Steak. Regardless of where you want to dine, we have 5 food and beverage outlets that you can have your own dine around here at the Princess. We have great values this summer. Sip, savor, and splash with a $100 resort credit that you can use towards food, beverage, spa, retail daily. $100 daily. And it's important for us at the Princess to give back to the community. So this next package does just that. It's called Free to Play, Free to Learn package, a $75 daily credit and an in-room movie, and a $10 donation to Computer to Kids through Cox Charities. Now's the perfect time at Well and Being Spa. They're offering 25% off their treatments and have some incredible Sparty deals. Most important to us is the safety of our guests and our employees. So we've introduced the Stay Well program to make sure that we're wearing masks, that we have sanitizer available, and we abide by setting up our spaces with social distancing in mind. We welcome you to come and stay well at the Princess.
A lot is changing right now, but there are still some great opportunities. There are many sectors like grocery stores, tech, and online tutoring with prospective jobs. And websites like LinkedIn and Job Hunt provide real-time lists of those who are hiring. So be sure to check out those websites often. But for now, sit tight. More Arizona Living coming your way. We'll tell you the questions to ask when selecting a veterinarian, plus the do's and don'ts when it comes to motorcycle safety. Riding a motorcycle takes more skill and knowledge than driving a car, and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety wants to educate the community about this.
The most important thing that I always preach about motorcycle safety is training. Training is critical. Just because you buy a motorcycle don't mean you know how to ride it, and just because you know how to ride it, you haven't had the training or the experience to do so. That's why through a Motorcycle Safety Foundation, we fund some dollars for training to reduce the cost of that training that most people should get. The M endorsement, in order for you to get the endorsement on your driver's license so you can ride a motorcycle, okay? You gotta have to have some training and also go to motor vehicle, improve your efficiency in a motorcycle course. The thing is though, that training is so critical. A number of police agencies, help out. You go to Chandler, you go to Mesa, you also go to Peoria in the West Valley, and there's some training. Same thing in Tucson. There's a number of schools all over the state that can, it'll cost a few dollars, but what can be better than having some training on what you do? So when you're driving a vehicle, okay, you need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to know who's in front of you, who's behind you, who's going to pass you. If you're on the freeway and you see a motorcyclist who's changing lanes or trying to pass you, you know what? Let him pass you, okay? if your traffic is slowing down because of a crash or just traffic congestion, okay, and the motorcycles come by you, have that respect for the motorcyclists, because you have to look out for motorcycles. You also, there's a couple slogans that we put out, like it came out of nowhere. Well, they do. I mean, cars can come out of nowhere if you don't look at your rearview mirror and you don't know where you are in a particular segment of road or on a local street. Being to know that they can come at you. Again, you have to be aware of your surroundings. I never even saw them. Famous last words. And that's what happens. You got to see what's out around you, okay? And with distracting, which I'm very big on making sure that people are not distracted while driving. I hate it when I see people, oh my God, they're driving one hand and they have the other hand has a phone and they're texting. The law's very clear. It's going to be enforced heavily coming up in January 1st, 2021. Don't drive distracted. Number one slogan that we need to promote is look out for motorcyclists, okay? Look out. Be on the alert that somebody may be going to get past you or be by you.
Now more than ever, we are realizing just how valuable pets are to our families. And when it comes to their care, we know you want the very best. We checked in with Exceptional Pets to get their tips on how to choose the best vet for your beloved pet.
Hi, I'm Dr. Childs, and I'm the medical director here at Exceptional Pets in Chandler. What's important when you're going to the vet, characteristics or traits to look for is if the veterinarian, can put you and your pet at ease. Someone that, look for someone that, obviously loves, to be around your pet. A lot of animals are very nervous when they go into a new place just from all the smells, and they can sense that other animals have been there, and if they've been to a veterinarian, they know the immediate association of those smells. And so we try really hard at Exceptional Pets to promote fear-free practices, just to try to make the animal more comfortable with the procedures and the process. Calling ahead to arrange a tour is definitely recommended, just so we can make sure that we have someone that's able to visit with you and to answer any questions you might have. Some key points to look for when you're taking the tour is just cleanliness, the happiness of the staff, if you're getting a warm greeting or a warm feeling, and just also to see what other animals are there. Those are all things to look for as far as when you're visiting a place for the first time. Some good questions to ask the vet or their staff about the facility or the care that their pet may be needing is if there's any special interests that the vet may have in certain types of medicine. Even how many cases a day they see may tell you how much time they can devote to your pet at any given appointment. Also, that's a great time to inquire about cost of anything that you may be interested in. So as far as for cost for procedures or exam fees, diagnostics, it varies greatly, not only depending on the species, but also the size of the animal. And so it is really a great idea to get a good treatment plan or estimate, just so you know a ballpark of what things may be. Inquiring about the support staff is important because you want to make sure that the team has a good dynamic and that they work well together. It does help to make sure that things are consistent and there's continuity of care. It also helps too to know if your technician or potentially even your receptionist or CSR knows your pet and gets along with your pet too. I think the whole team is very important in that way. And if you are looking for a new veterinarian or new veterinary clinic, definitely come and visit us at one of our 5 Exceptional Pet locations around the valley.
In this new world of working from home, you want to be sure to take the time to update your resume if you're on the job hunt. And you want to include the experience you have with today's technology, whether it's Zoom, Skype, Google Docs, or any success you've had in this remote world. And speaking of advanced technology, you don't have to do anything. Just sit back and relax. More Arizona living coming your way. We take a look at the measures hospitals are taking to keep everyone safe. And imagine paying off your home in less than 10 years. We talked to an expert on how to accomplish this goal. Joining me now is Dr. Stephanie Jackson, the Chief Clinical Value Officer at HonorHealth. And first and foremost, Dr. Jackson, thank you for your time right now. But to you and your colleagues, thank you for everything you're doing for the community right now. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Well, I know a lot has changed over the past few months. So what should people expect when they come to HonorHealth now for care?
We have been always concerned, even before COVID, about patient safety. We're really fortunate in that we were already working on infection control as part of a national campaign for patient safety before the COVID crisis hit. So we were already prepared with a fleet of UV germ zapping robots in an attempt to try and keep viruses, bacteria, all sorts of things at a minimum. And then also we got disinfecting pods. And these pods use the robots so that we could wheel things in like IV poles or wheelchairs into that disinfection station and just make sure that everything's wiped clean. And so we were able to use that during this crisis to make sure that we were, had that extra measure of safety above and beyond what was required. And we've put in fever scanners at our employee entrances to make sure that none of our employees are coming to work sick. We have deployed a rapid testing strategy. We're one of the only places in the Valley that you can get your test results within 2 hours of arriving at the hospital. And that's allowed us to separate the COVID patients from the non-COVID patients, which is really important so that there's no chance at all of them spreading COVID to a non-COVID patient.
You guys are doing all the right things to make people feel safe, but we are hearing recent reports that health systems across the U.S. are not seeing the patients that might need care. What is your advice or what are your thoughts to people who need to get care now?
You shouldn't let your fear of COVID keep you from coming to the hospital. If you have a heart attack or a stroke, you need to come in. There's all those things that we learned over the years to call 911 for. You should still do that. You should still come into the hospital. The other thing I'm starting to worry about is some of the screening tests like colonoscopies and mammograms. Those are still important. And then vaccination rates. If your kids are due for vaccines, you should still get them in to get those vaccines.
So along those lines, now that restrictions are starting to be lifted, what can people do to protect themselves still?
I think, you still really need to use a lot of common sense. The governors, laid out some guidelines for us, but then let common sense prevail. And, the studies show that people that wash their hands 10 times a day are less likely to get this than people who wash their hands 5 times a day. So don't forget that part. We get so much emphasis on the masking, but the hand washing is really important too.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jackson, for your time. And once again, to you and your colleagues for all that you are doing. Stay safe. And if you would like more information on HonorHealth, please head to their website. Coming up on Arizona Living, paying off your mortgage in less than 10 years sounds appealing during these uncertain times. We'll get info on how you can make this your reality. Joining me now is Shane O'Grady, the founder of Life Changer Loan. And thank you so much, Shane, for being here with us today.
Yeah, Kate, thanks for having me.
Very excited to jump into the topic of how to pay off your home in less than 10 years without changing your normal spending habits. That sounds very enticing. So first, let's just talk about those great low rates we're hearing about. Trying to make sense of all this, is that a good thing?
Well, make no mistake, low rates are better than high rates. But the question really is, are low rates yielding us low interest? Because yes, they're low rates, 3.5, 3 might be low, but it's also times 30 years. So, for example, on a $300,000 loan at 3.5%, you're still going to be spending $185,000 in interest. And in my mind, that's not low interest.
Yeah. So how is a Life Changer loan different?
Imagine if your checking account actually supplied you the credit for your mortgage. So for example, if every dollar that you earn, that you normally deposit through your normal checking account, could go directly towards the principal balance on the loan, so that you were paying principal first, not interest, and you were doing it with every dollar you earn, and you could do it because you have access to the money. So you put it all in there and you spend out of there. As long as there's a gap between that deposit and expense, it gets a snowball effect and allows you to pay off very quickly without changing anything. Also, it's a great backstop for us because in times of trouble, in times of turmoil, you actually have access to every single dollar you've ever made in mortgage payments. So you have access to all of your equity. So if you wanted to take some time off and not make deposits for a month or 10 or a few years, you could, so you don't have the stress of the large mortgage payment every month.
So is this brand a new concept?
So no, it's been in other countries for decades. In fact, 40% of all the mortgages done in Australia are done on this loan. They're called offset loans in other countries because you're offsetting the principal balance with your income.
And then is this loan for everybody?
Unfortunately not. It is for the financially astute, right? Those that are good with their money, have good credit, have at least about a 20% equity position, or if they're purchasing, they're going to be putting about 20% down. That's who it's for.
What is the process to see if this is a good fit for you?
We always encourage people to start at lifechangerloan.com so they can get a little familiar with how this works, and then call us. We will actually do a screen share and walk through the simulator together to see exactly how quickly they pay off, and of course answer all their questions.
Thank you so much, Shane, for joining us.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information on Life Changer Loan, visit their website. I'm Kate Longworth. Thank you for spending your time with us. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time on Arizona Living, Your Life, Your Style, where we help you live your best life.